Imagine a lead cardiovascular surgeon standing directly over an open human chest cavity. The stakes are absolute life and death, and a single microscopic error will result in a fatal catastrophe. Monitors are blaring loudly, and the pressure in the operating room is completely suffocating to a normal person. But if you were to check the heart rate of that elite surgeon, it would be resting at a calm 60 beats per minute. Their hands are perfectly steady, their mind is entirely clear, and their nervous system is completely under control. How is it biologically possible to remain entirely relaxed while holding another human life in your hands? They are not naturally immune to stress, and they do not have a special genetic mutation that prevents anxiety. They are actively using a hidden biological brake pedal built directly into the human nervous system. It is a rapid physiological override switch that can instantly shut down panic and halt the release of toxic stress hormones. Today, we are going to reveal the exact 60-second protocol that elite doctors use to control their biology. We will dive deep into the microscopic destruction that chronic daily stress inflicts upon your coronary arteries. You will discover why standard relaxation advice, like taking a vacation or drinking wine, completely fails to protect your heart. And most importantly, you will learn how to manually hack your autonomic nervous system to prevent a cardiovascular catastrophe. The invisible assassin. To understand how to stop stress, you must first understand exactly how it is actively destroying your cardiovascular system. For decades, the medical community viewed psychological stress as a purely emotional problem that happened inside your mind. But modern cardiology has definitively proven that stress is a deeply physical and highly destructive biochemical event. When you experience a stressful thought, your brain does not know the difference between an email and a physical predator. Your amygdala instantly perceives a threat and sends a massive distress signal to your hypothalamus. Your hypothalamus acts as the central command center and immediately activates your sympathetic nervous system. This is your primal fight-or-flight response, designed strictly for short-term physical survival in the wilderness. Within a fraction of a second, your adrenal glands flood your bloodstream with highly potent adrenaline and noradrenaline. Your heart rate violently accelerates, your blood pressure aggressively spikes, and your breathing becomes rapid and shallow. Simultaneously, your body releases a secondary wave of a powerful steroid hormone known as cortisol. Cortisol commands your liver to dump massive amounts of glucose into your bloodstream for immediate muscular energy. In an ancient survival scenario, you would use this massive surge of energy to physically run for your life. The physical exertion of running would naturally metabolize the stress hormones and return your body to a calm baseline. But in our modern world, you are not running from a physical predator through a dangerous jungle. You are sitting perfectly still in a chair, staring at a glowing computer screen while absorbing constant psychological pressure. Because you are not physically burning off these potent chemicals, they simply remain trapped, circulating inside your bloodstream. The microscopic massacre. When high levels of cortisol and adrenaline continuously circulate through your body, they become highly toxic to your blood vessels. Your arteries are lined with an incredibly delicate single layer of cells known to science as the endothelium. This inner lining is coated with a microscopic protective gel called the endothelial glycocalyx. Think of this glycocalyx as a non-stick biological Teflon coating that prevents dangerous particles from sticking to your arteries. When your blood pressure is chronically elevated from daily stress, the sheer physical force of the blood flowing damages this lining. Furthermore, chronic cortisol directly triggers systemic inflammation, which chemically burns away your protective Teflon coating. Once the protective glycocalyx is destroyed, your endothelial cells become highly vulnerable and physically compromised. Microscopic tears and gaps begin to form along the inner walls of your most vital coronary arteries. This provides the perfect entry point for small, dense, low-density lipoprotein cholesterol particles to slip beneath the surface. Once the cholesterol becomes trapped inside the damaged artery wall, it immediately oxidizes and triggers a massive immune response. Your white blood cells rush in to attack the trapped cholesterol, eventually forming a highly dangerous calcified plaque. This is exactly how chronic mental stress directly accelerates the physical buildup of deadly blockages inside your heart. But the cardiovascular destruction does not stop at the slow accumulation of arterial plaque. Adrenaline specifically causes your blood vessels to violently constrict, making the physical space for blood flow much narrower. It also increases the stickiness of your blood platelets, preparing your body to clot quickly in case of a physical injury. If you already have existing plaque in your arteries, a sudden massive spike in emotional stress can be instantly fatal. The violent surge in blood pressure can literally tear the fibrous cap off a vulnerable plaque deposit inside your heart. When the plaque ruptures, your hypersticky blood instantly forms a massive clot over the wound, completely blocking blood flow. The oxygen supply to your heart muscle is instantly severed, and a massive myocardial infarction immediately begins. This is the exact biological mechanism behind why seemingly healthy people drop dead after receiving terrible news: the illusion of relaxation. Millions of Americans intuitively know that their daily stress levels are dangerously high and actively killing them. But the standard advice given by the modern wellness industry is biologically inadequate to solve a physiological crisis. People are told to manage their stress by taking a warm bubble bath, drinking a glass of red wine, or watching television. While these activities might temporarily distract your conscious mind, they do entirely nothing to shut off your sympathetic nervous system. You can be lying on a beautiful tropical beach with a drink in your hand while your brain is still flooding your body with cortisol. If you are silently worrying about your finances or your relationships, your internal biology is still in a state of mortal danger. True physiological relaxation is not a passive activity that happens automatically when you sit down on the couch. It requires the active biological engagement of the opposing side of your autonomic nervous system. You must manually activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is clinically known as the rest and digest state. When this system is dominant, your body actively repairs cellular damage, lowers your blood pressure, and digests your food. The ultimate key to accessing this healing state lies entirely within the most important nerve in your entire body, the biological brake pedal. Buried deep within your brainstem is the origin point of a magnificent biological superhighway known as the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the 10th cranial nerve, and it is the longest and most complex nerve of the autonomic nervous system. The word vagus literally translates to wanderer in Latin, perfectly describing its incredible journey through your biology. It wanders down from your brainstem, passing through your neck and weaving directly into your chest and abdomen. It physically connects your brain directly to your heart, your lungs, your stomach, and your entire intestinal tract. The vagus nerve is the absolute biological commander of your parasympathetic nervous system. When you stimulate the vagus nerve, it acts as an immediate and powerful emergency brake on your racing heart. It instantly releases a highly calming neurotransmitter called acetylcholine directly into your cardiac tissue. Acetylcholine binds to the pacemaker cells of your heart, manually forcing them to slow down their firing rate. Your blood vessels instantly dilate, dropping your blood pressure and allowing oxygenated blood to flow freely again. Your adrenal glands immediately halt the production of cortisol, and your body begins clearing the adrenaline from your blood. This is the exact biological mechanism that elite cardiologists, military special forces, and professional athletes use to maintain extreme composure. They do not try to think their way out of a stressful situation because they know logic cannot overpower survival hormones. Instead, they use their physical body to send a mechanical signal of absolute safety back up to their primitive brain, the 60-second protocol. So how do you actually reach inside your own body and manually pull the lever on this biological brake pedal? The vagus nerve does not respond to your thoughts, your wishes, or your positive affirmations, but it is highly responsive to the mechanical movement of a massive muscle sitting just below your lungs called the diaphragm. Your diaphragm is intimately connected to the vagal network and serves as the physical bridge between your breathing and your brain. When you breathe deeply and expand your lower abdomen, you mechanically stretch the vagus nerve fibers resting on your diaphragm. This physical stretching action is the exact trigger required to send a massive wave of calm up to your central nervous system. The most powerful medically validated technique to activate this response is known as the physiological sigh. This specific breathing pattern was discovered by neurobiologists to be the fastest natural way to eliminate stress in real time. When you are stressed, your breathing becomes shallow, causing tiny air sacs in your lungs called alveoli to physically collapse. When these alveoli collapse, carbon dioxide builds up in your bloodstream, which triggers an internal alarm of suffocation in your brain. This hidden carbon dioxide buildup is what creates that tight, panicky feeling in the center of your chest. The physiological sigh uses a double inhale mechanism to literally pop those collapsed air sacs back open. The first long inhale deeply fills the lower lobes of your lungs, expanding the diaphragm downward. But it is the second sharp inhale immediately following the first that forces the remaining collapsed alveoli to snap open. Once the lungs are completely inflated, you execute a long, slow, extended exhale through your mouth. The prolonged exhale is the most critical component because it dictates the behavior of your heart rate. When you exhale slowly, your diaphragm moves upward, reducing the physical space in your chest cavity. Your heart physically shrinks in size for a brief moment, causing blood to flow more quickly through the organ. A group of specialized neurons detects this rapid flow and immediately signals your brain to slow the heart rate down. By making your exhale twice as long as your inhale, you are biologically forcing your heart to decelerate on command. The real-time execution. We are going to execute this exact 60-second protocol together right now so you can feel the immediate physiological shift. Please do not perform this exercise if you are currently driving a vehicle or operating any heavy machinery. Find a comfortable seated position, drop your shoulders away from your ears, and let your belly completely relax. You must allow your stomach to expand outward when you breathe, otherwise you will not stimulate the vagus nerve. We are going to perform 3 consecutive rounds of the physiological sigh to completely reset your nervous system. Begin by taking a deep, strong inhale through your nose, pulling the air all the way down into your stomach. Before you exhale, take one more sharp, quick inhale through your nose to completely pack your lungs with air. Now slowly release the air through your mouth with a long, extended sigh, making a gentle whooshing sound. Let the exhale last significantly longer than the inhale, feeling your body physically sink deeper into your chair. Let us repeat this powerful biological override. Take a deep, expanding inhale through your nose, filling your belly. Take another sharp, quick inhale to pop the alveoli open. Now slowly, deliberately exhale everything through your mouth, feeling the tension drain entirely out of your chest. One final time to lock in the parasympathetic healing state. Deep inhale through the nose. Sharp second inhale. Long, slow, releasing exhale through the mouth, allowing your heart rate to drop back to a safe, healthy baseline. Notice how the internal vibration of your body has fundamentally shifted in just a matter of moments. You did not change your external environment, and you did not solve your financial or personal problems, but you completely changed how your biology is physically interpreting and responding to those external pressures. Building vagal tone. Using the physiological sigh during moments of acute panic is incredibly effective for immediate cardiovascular protection. But to truly bulletproof your heart against chronic modern stress, you must focus on building your long-term vagal tone. Vagal tone refers to the overall strength, efficiency, and responsiveness of your vagus nerve throughout the day. A high vagal tone means your body can quickly and effortlessly bounce back from stressful encounters without lasting damage. A low vagal tone means you remain trapped in a state of sympathetic overdrive, causing continuous wear and tear on your arteries. Fortunately, just like building a muscle in the gym, you can actively train and strengthen your vagus nerve daily. One of the most potent methods for increasing vagal tone is brief, intentional exposure to cold temperatures. When cold water hits your face or the back of your neck, it triggers a primitive reflex known as the mammalian dive response. This reflex immediately activates the vagus nerve, forcing your heart rate to drop in order to conserve oxygen. Ending your morning shower with 30 seconds of freezing cold water is a powerful daily workout for your autonomic nervous system. Another highly effective hidden mechanism to stimulate the vagus nerve lies directly within your vocal cords. The vagus nerve physically wraps around the back of your throat and is directly connected to the muscles of your larynx. Activities that cause deep vibration in your vocal cords, like humming, singing, or chanting, physically massage the vagus nerve. This is the hidden biological reason why ancient meditation practices heavily utilize deep vocal chanting to achieve profound relaxation. Simply humming a low, resonant tune while you drive to work can actively suppress the release of morning cortisol. The final verdict. Your heart beats roughly 100,000 times every single day, operating as the ultimate engine of your existence. It is an incredibly resilient organ, but it was not designed to withstand a constant, unending flood of toxic stress hormones. You cannot always control the chaotic, stressful events that happen to you in the external modern world. You will face deadlines, financial pressures, difficult relationships, and unexpected tragedies throughout your life. But you have the absolute biological power to control exactly how your nervous system responds to that chaos. You do not have to be a helpless victim to your racing heart, your shallow breath, and your spiraling thoughts. You possess a built-in biological brake pedal that you can access anywhere at any time for absolutely free. Mastering your breath is not just a psychological trick, it is a fundamental requirement for cardiovascular longevity. By utilizing the physiological sigh and actively building your vagal tone, you are literally saving your own life. You are protecting your delicate endothelial lining, preventing the oxidation of cholesterol and stopping heart attacks before they start. The next time you feel the suffocating wave of modern stress rising in your chest, remember the surgeon in the operating room. Do not panic, do not freeze, and do not let your survival biology dictate your cardiovascular destiny. Take a deep breath, take control of your nervous system, and instantly shut down the invisible assassin.